Okay, so here's the edge of the property. You can see the house over there. You can see the piggery building. You can see the Roberta Mare Nipah hut. That's what Isa named it. She named it the Roberta Mare Nipah hut for Mom. She likes to name everything. She likes to name stuff after Mom. These trellises are all just bamboo. It's just a bamboo post and then split bamboo rails. The only thing that really cost any money was this plastic, which was inexpensive, and the thick fishing line here that forms the grids for these things to grow up. These are Ampalayas. They're like shriveled up cucumbers. They're supposed to be a lot bigger than this. They're supposed to get really big. Well, that one's rotten, but they're supposed to get really big, but they got planted and it wasn't rainy season and we didn't get any water, and even though they came out here and tried to water them every day, that's just not enough water. And they didn't do so well, but we'll try to they already have new ones planted. I'll show you over here. But this is what these things look like. They're really, it's like a squash. They're really bitter, and they're really good for your heart. So down here you can see there's peppers. I don't know if you can see them or not. There's all kinds of different peppers here, different peppers all through here. So you can see some of these peppers. I think she picked all the red ones, but you can see there's different kind of peppers here. Back all the way back there are eggplants. Lots of eggplants back there. They're doing really well because they got planted right before rainy season, and then rainy season hit and they're kicking like crazy. Same thing with these peppers. Peppers are really hardy and can hold off till rainy season. This is all the Ampalaya, the new Ampalaya over here that he planted. He's been planting them every single day. He's been planting new Ampalaya, and they're growing really fast because of the rainy season. This is either Opa or Sequoia, the big fat thing you see hanging off the vine there. I don't know, I think I can walk under this one. Kind of like walking under here anyway, it's cool. I think that one might be, that one might be Opa. It's a kind of vegetable. I don't know, I'm not much onto it. And then this one is Sequoia maybe, or maybe I'm backwards. But they grow, they hang off these vines. Now if it's rainy season, we should have a lot of them. And I don't know how good this camera works, but you can see all new vines. Even that dead vine, you can see new vines starting to grow out of it just because of the rainy season. That's all they needed. They just needed some rain. We were inexperienced. We planted them too early. So now we know to not plant them quite so early. You can see they have really pretty flowers when they bloom. Pretty big yellow flower. They're getting ready to transplant a lot of plants over here. I think peppers and tomatoes and different things like that. In the background there you can see little Nipah huts that the people live in, our neighbors. That's one of the neighbor's house. There's another neighbor's house over there off that metal roof. But over here are the eggplants, and she planted them over here for a reason, because eggplants are the cheapest ones. So she figured if anyone was going to steal something, she'd rather have them steal the eggplants. But as you can see, I don't know if this you can see really good, but even this one that they've picked off of already still has 4 or 5 eggplants that are growing on it. See, they're just loaded up. These things are just loaded with eggplants. So those are doing really well. Actually, her father just went to find buyers for them. He says plastic got ripped. Interesting. A cow ran through here because the little baby calves, they don't put the thing through their nose to hold them, and they just let them graze and roam free. And one came, and Isa chased it, and my dog chased it, and it decided to run through here. So the owner of that, if it's in the USA, you'd say, you know what, you owe me new plastic, go get me new plastic, and pay someone to put it down. Here you can't do that because shit, they don't have no money. So the best you can hope for is that they'll come and, you know, do some labor for you to pay the debt of, you know, having to replace the plastic. I personally told Isa I'd like to take some of this plastic off and just try it without the plastic. Just have a raised bed and try and see what happens, but I don't think she's going for that. These are some tomatoes. They didn't do very well. Tomato plants here aren't like the U.S. They don't get big like they do in the U.S. at all. The tomatoes are actually really small. I'll see if I can find one. I think they harvest them, most of them this morning. Well, here's one laying on the ground. That is about as big as a tomato is going to get here. That's the size you're going to buy at the market, and you're usually going to buy them green. They usually use them like these right here. That's about the right size of the bigger one. They usually use these green with vinegar. They cook with them green. They don't use them red. So when I go to the store, I always have a hard time finding the red ones. You can see the property is all clean over there. The blue line strung across there is just waiting for the ground to get softer so they can bring a Calubi-an plow over here, make a trench and drop that in there so we can have running water for irrigation for the store. And over here you can see what was the store. We decided that it was more pain in the ass than what it was worth. You can't go anywhere or anything else. People banging on your door at 10 o'clock at night want to buy something, and then they only want like, 25 cent, 10 cent piece of something, and it's just not worth the hassle. So I think it may turn into a supply area because it's good. You can lock everything up in there, or we may sell feeds out of there because a lot of people, well, not a lot, just about everyone here has a pig, but not very many people can afford to buy a whole sack of feed. It's about $25, $20 to $30 for a sack of feed, depending on what kind you have. But a lot of people here, they can't afford to buy a whole sack, so they just buy a kilo or half a kilo at a time, and we could sell that to them and help them. We make a little bit of profit off of it, but it'd just be during the daytime thing. You could just open, let everyone know you're open for a couple hours during the day. They can come and get their feeds, and I don't know, but maybe, like I said, maybe we'll just turn it into a storage. It's good for that. Here's all the new peppers and all kinds of things he has planted and ready to go. Every one of those trays are 100 plants. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 there. And he's got more under this tarp. Well, that's 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 2,500 plants that are going to be transplanted here soon. Like I said, over here you can see the flower beds and stuff. And Isa and the woman helping her as her husband works in a piggery. Here's the puppies, the Rottweilers. The little one is Maximus and the other one's KP. So they get along pretty well. Maximus, of course, is a boy and KP is a girl. So we'll probably end up getting one of them. We'll get one of them fixed so we don't have a bunch of puppies unless she decides she wants to sell puppies, and she wants to do that. I don't really care. She don't have to worry about getting papers, I don't think. But that's the flowers in the front of the house. So this small house, perfect for me and Isa. Over there towards Bacto Uno, someone is building a big house. The guys who built our house is building that one. He said, oh, the bedrooms are almost as big as your whole house. And I was like, okay, how many people live there? It's just an Australian guy, his wife, and a kid. I'm like, well, it's like a big waste of money to me, but okay. I'm not jealous about it. I don't care. My house is perfectly fine for me. I love it. You can see the windows have the bars on there now, and they're not ugly. They're not looking like you're stuck in a jail. That was the concern, was that you want to make it look like you were in a jail, but it gives you a lot of peace of mind at night knowing that someone can't just climb through here. Now they could take that off easy enough, I guess, if you weren't home, but not too worried about that because we always have someone here. The guy works at the piggery, or there's always someone here, so everyone keeps an eye on things. I don't think we have to worry too much about being robbed or anything up here. A lot of people seem to think you do, but everyone here knows us, and we don't act like a lot of the other foreign couples, so it gets along pretty good. We'll go to the piggery here in a minute.